Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we have Operation Knife Fort ahead of us. We're heading out to the slums district called Needle Flats in Chihuahua, and we're going to see if we can get this done. This is actually a first step in a Liberation Chain mission, not that I'm rushing to get it done in our starting region. We'll get into that later, but let's just get down there and see if we can handle this. It's a speed mission. We have to remember to put out an evacuation flare on this one, and let's see if our team's up for it.
Menace 1-5. We've got a bead on the Advent data vault near your position. Be advised, self-detonating charges are in place at the target. Move to disarm and extract the package before its contents are destroyed.
Okay, it's an 8-turn timer on this one. I think the overview of the mission said it was going to be a 7-turn timer, but, you know, I'll take that extra turn. Let's get a sense of where. Okay, it's way up this way. This is where we have to go. Let's kind of get a better sense. It's pretty good distance, and if there is a tower here that could block entrance this way, but we're kind of going to have to push it a little bit to get up there with enough finagle room to do some battles along the way, because you know that's going to happen, and we just have to halt the detonation. That is our goal, and we do have to remember we have to set a flare when we get near the end of the mission, or at least 4 turns near our expected end of the mission, because on the level we're playing Commander, it's a default 4-turn evacuation timer after we call for it. I think it's 5-turn on Legend and a turn less on Veteran, the lower level. So. And then there's other things that can impact that too. But for this mission, 4-turn timer. And I think what we'll do is I'm going to start out with, we'll start out with Gravedigger, just because he has, well, some of us also have others of us have lighter weapons, but he's in the back. I need to clear a path. Now we'll send him. That makes him have to go around. So we are gonna open at least with some blue moves with some others, just to get us moving forward and get rid of this log gem. As far as how I want to go, we're not totally near the edge over here. We do have buildings that could help provide cover and concealment. We don't really have anybody with death from above kind of a perk that needs to be up high on this particular team, so let's just kind of do a straightforward start and see what we see.
Copy that.
And so far nothing, and there are going to be lots of building opportunities, containers / buildings on the path to our target, so we'll have to be thinking about that. Here, the gamer is our grenadier on this one, so we're definitely going to want him.
Position.
Ideally, we'll locate some enemies so we can open up with some kind of a, grenade to get the fun and get the party started.
Roger that.
Okay. Now that Joker and everybody else is out of the way, Gravedigger, let's see if you can get some decent movement going forward. And I'm don't really need to get you up high, because you have a grappling hook to use for those purposes. What I will do, since there's lots of little corridors and alleys that these buildings cause, why don't we take our first peek around the alley here.
Covering distance. An enemy patrol.
And guess what? We already see our first enemy patrol. I think we're hopefully okay. If they tend to be patrolling straight towards us, we should be okay, but it helps us figure out where to set ourselves for everybody else. So I'm gonna get you over here, Dave the Alien Grinder. We're gonna get you, and down the alley does seem to be clear. There's no hidden individuals, or citizens I should say, down there, so we're gonna bring it over here, I think, and put you in this spot to start out. And then we have our grenade launcher. We don't really have full cover to put you behind, at least not yet. So we're going to move you up right here for starters.
Confirmed.
And then we're going to work on getting some more of us up here. We got our running gunner here. We're going to get you up near the front in case we decide we need to do a little running gunning.
I could do this all day.
And I'm going to bring Joker up this way with his big heavy gun, although I would have preferred... Well, let's just count on them not moving directly towards us. Which, once you say that, now you know they're gonna move towards us.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Okay, so they broke the rule. Okay, they decided to take the long way around of moving towards us and taking the stairs. Now, the question becomes, they're up high, we're down low. So the building we're headed to is actually, so we're actually in the low ground in spite of the buildings and whatnot near us. So if I were to go on this building, we're going to have a low zone here to cross before we get back up to a high zone where the buildings are. So in a way, it could be to my benefit since we know they're separated over here. Maybe we just start with the grenade activation right from the get-go. There's an engineer, a sectoid, and I didn't quite see who else was in this pod. Maybe, just maybe, we can find somebody to kind of get a vision over there for us without getting too close. And I'm hesitant, you know, when you have that unseen pod member to get too close. So I'm gonna, Dave, bring you forward on a blue move. Let's hope nothing else is too visible down there. I think rather than push you all the way forward, I'm going to come here and see if that gives us enough vision so we see exactly where they are, so we know where to spot a potential grenade.
Roger. Tracking. X-ray spotted.
And we see some more. And that's probably not the greatest spot to keep you if we're going to be activating, because we will then have multiple activations all at once. But we do see everybody we're facing. Sentry is the other guy. Sentry, engineer, and a sectoid. And I'm hesitant to bypass this pod for that pod. So let's just remember in that opening gap is where our other individual is. Unfortunately, if I then move you out of the way, so I may have to make one more turn delay, which I hate doing with a timer, but they're probably coming down into us, and then maybe, it looks like they're pathing down into us, and then maybe we can activate before drawing another pod into the mess. It's kind of what my thinking is telling me. So let's see, can we get anybody? So we know exactly how far they can see, so that means I can get a few of us, especially for launching a grenade. We'll have you in full cover afterwards, so we'll try this.
Good copy. Moving on target.
And then I can also get, well, the cover isn't as bad for you if we get you running, if they come down the steps. Wouldn't be bad to get our gunner in a full cover position to shoot from.
Okay.
And there we go. And that means you, as a running gunner, we can't really get you much closer. I guess this is considered closer, although then we start worrying about getting into the view range of those guys, and I'm kind of trying to avoid that. So I'm gonna bring you, well, a step closer. And then we're gonna do the activation next turn. Yeah, that's just what we're gonna do. And then we're probably going to bring you, the Dave, down a little closer this way, so we have grenade opportunities with you, and hopefully then we don't see. It says we'd only see 3 instead of the 4 that we're seeing now. So hopefully they don't wander a little closer. So I'm actually going to bring you here because if you do anything, it's going to be a grenade throw anyway.
Heading for that
Next turn.
location.
Okay, and then Gravedigger, I'm also going to bring you down this way. And we could potentially have some grappling targets, although more than likely activating over there. So maybe grappling won't be on the table, but we'll bring you here for maybe flanking maneuvers. We shall see.
Moving there.
We just try to set up as best we can without knowing exactly what's going to happen. We're all going to stay put and then get the game going
Securing the spot.
next turn, and hopefully still have enough time to get where we need to get. So it's a 1-turn delay we just took on a mission that we can't afford a lot of delays on. And we are opening with the grenade. We may lose some goodies. And I don't think I'm gonna set anybody on Overwatch based on the composition of our party here. I think we're just going to do it like this. And we're gonna set it right in the center. In fact, we'll lean towards the soldiers, so if anybody's left, and see if we can take out the infantry and leave the sectoid. An ideal world, I guess.
Catch!
And no taking out on this explosion. And they've scattered in some interesting ways for us. Some interesting ways, and they did not automatically go on Overwatch, what the sentries sometimes can do. So that's something working in our favor. And I feel like I have some mobility here to deal with some of our enemies without potentially activating others. I'm going to bring you here, Dave, the alien grinder, and see if you can grind this alien for us. And I'm actually going to have you shoot and not use a grenade. And then we have others where hopefully then we should be able to handle and deal with the rest.
Solid copy.
Okay, we did not activate anyone. 91%. We need you to hit. All right, Dave did his job. Who's up next? Let's see. I think, well, if I want to, Dave, we'll leave you in reserve because run and gun, which does have a cooldown, 4-turn cooldown, could be used to get us out of a spot. We'll see if we can handle it without having to use your run and gun. What do you think the odds are for that? What I'm leaning towards, we can get a good old heavy gunner over here. And if he doesn't do his job, then we'll need the help of our assault. But that's like a decent range to take a shot. So we'll see. Let's see if we can get you to flank the sentry. And we can. So let's do the flank shot from here. I would ideally like it to be closer, but it also means you're going to get 2 tries. So Gravedigger, he's already injured. Can you do it in 1 shot? Because then you can take a shot on the sectoid. That is the kind of start we wanted. Now we can have you follow up on the sectoid. There. We froze a little bit before you made up your mind for us. I think I'm going to see if I can take the second shot with you here, and then hopefully we'll have a nice smooth follow-up left. So 2 hits by Gravedigger. He's digging the grave for this guy. And you know what I was hoping? I thought of that afterwards. It's like I was hoping we get close enough to just knife him, but he's just out of range. So what we're going to do is bring you here. Our cover positions are facing uphill, so if the enemy in the distance is hearing us, we won't have the greatest cover necessarily, but we can get a shot off here with you, Joker.
Absolutely.
Heft up the big gun and let's see if you can hit this guy. 88%.
That's right.
Okay. Clean opening activation. Therefore, I'm going to bring you for loot duty over here, Chuchillo, and C, and then we'll figure out who can do that one. But you're the last one with any movement. And we were able, thank goodness, to save your running gun.
Snatch some materials, amigos.
That was an elite scope. I have some snipers in mind that might be able to use that. So we have to understand that we are now exposed, and we are now on the clock. We have 3 out of the way, another 6 enemies could be on the map. So I think what we're going to do is try to get up this way rather than approach so close down below. We're going to see if we can't get ready to pounce up this staircase. Do I dare get it down to a 4-turn timer? Do we dare? I'm worried about the timer. I'm thinking we might have to push it a little bit, even though our ammo situation stinks. Let's just run through and kind of get a peek at everybody's ammo. Well, the ammo is really only stinky on you, Gravedigger, because you took 2 shots. Thing is, you're the one I kind of want to get up here to peek first, at least. Or do we get up here, and if they're over here, we have range to throw a grenade? Yeah, if we get up here and they're still in that same position, they're going to see us. So the question is, can I get enough of us forward? And I don't think our grenadier is going to be close enough forward. We're going to have to move fast if I put off one more turn. But we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a try to get everybody ready to pounce up those stairs. That's what I'm thinking. And this chamber over here, it has see-throughs cut out into it, so that's not an ideal option also. So what we're going to do, let's do it. I'm wasting a turn for better or worse.
I'm on it, Commander.
And we're going to get you over here also on the other side of that pole to jump up on. I want to get over here with our grenadier as far as I can, so we can get up to some kind of cover position and potentially launch a grenade to speed this baby up a little bit. Oh boy, and that's probably the quickest way to get us up, unless I want to come halfway up some stairs to try and be only partially seen. But I guess we're kind of gonna huddle around this and deal with things that way.
10-4. Heading out.
So everybody's ready to pop up and start shooting, and the only thing we have left over here is to send you on the way as you stop and pause to pick up some loot.
I need
Alright.
this.
Advanced Perception PCS, and we can probably get away with setting you at the lower end of the stairs and cross our fingers that if we need it, you're in run and gun range. All right, we'll reload those that
Ready
need
to
it.
engage.
Reinitializing weapon.
And get ready to
Ready to engage.
pounce. It's all go, 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 go now. We gotta cover some ground to get this job done. And I do have full cover here. It's on a blue move. And you know what I'm gonna do first, Dave? I think I'm gonna get you up here with this full cover. And hopefully that's close enough for any grenade we might need you to throw. So we're going to do it. And we also then have a move if we got you in an awkward position.
Getting it done.
And it looks like they all left. Here I was all worried. Looks like we could have gone up a lot sooner, guys. Now let's oh baby, let's get our grenade launcher up here. We can get you. This is a full cover position for us, so we'll see about taking this.
Heading out.
And we'll see if we can manage to get everybody up there and ready for action as we get going. I'm afraid to push forward too much on a blue move. Or beyond a blue move. This doesn't really give me any great angles for a shot. And you just, nobody is, so that's not quite full cover. I kept thinking that was going to be full cover, but it's not. This is full cover that you can make it to Gravedigger. Let's give it a go. And so everybody can kind of get up there where we need some things to be. And what we need to get to is like right inside here. So we're tantalizingly close, and I also need to make sure we get out our evac call sooner rather than later. So if we run into something, I'm gonna give a go with you, Joker, slightly farther back.
Not a problem.
Just so we potentially have a line for you, and then we'll blue move here, and then we need to decide how far do we push it.
Let's go over there.
And we also need to decide where do we want to throw our evac, and I think we'll kind of get it up close to where we are wanting to go, so we can quickly evac before reinforcements and you name it start happening. So why don't you do the honors, Dave, and throw the evac. Since you're farthest forward, I think we'll give it a go right there.
A little help over here, please.
This is Firebrand. Evac request confirmed. Hold tight.
Okay. So we got an opening in there. Now is this thing... So it makes it seem, it's kind of hard to tell. So it is a ground floor thing. So it is on the ground floor. So we don't have to worry about climbing, at least. It's just going to be, I have a feeling when we get any closer, and I'm afraid to push it on a non-blue move, so everybody's going to overwatch.
I'm on it.
Come get
Shut
some.
up.
Listen.
Okay, we knew they were kind of out there, didn't we now? But they're not out there enough. Dave? Who's best? Dave, we're gonna get you to some more full cover. That's the next full cover on the way. Other than that. Or I get you and your grenade here in case, yeah, it doesn't look like we would necessarily see anything there. There's an opening that we're going to need to get to. So we're going to push here, see if there's anything up here, and kind of make a call from this point.
Will do.
And there we go. We found the pod we were looking for that I think we originally saw. Now, that means there's one more pod of 3 out there, so we got to be careful about potentially aggressively approaching this group. And we didn't quite get, I think one's behind the vehicle and one's behind that wall over there of the rest of the team. So we aren't going to have vision on everybody, and I don't have a clear sense of where they are for a potential grenade either. Okay, I'm back. I had to step away real briefly. So let's continue where we are. And it's not an ideal situation now, is it? Now, how far, if we needed to, we can get this out here. There's no guarantee that we explode the truck with this grenade either, but we can definitely weaken down the sectoid. The question is it better, are we better served moving up closer and setting the grenade more in the middle and potentially picking up some extras? And I'm leaning towards saying the answer is yes. Now, did you see, can you see the, no, so you can't, you're not in anybody's line of sight at the moment, Dave. How convenient. So I'm going to bring my grenadier, as we were saying, over here. It's full cover unless, of course, someone wanders in from the side, and it's also full cover as long as we don't allow the sectoid to come down here for a flank. So that's kind of the goal in this process.
Moving to position.
So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of get a sense for the damage output that we're doing here, and see. Unfortunately, we won't actually see the damage output other than from the sectoid, but we have a chance. If I set it here, we have a chance. Yeah, we have a chance that it's just around the door and does damage against the guy on the inside, even though we don't have visual confirmation at the moment. And I don't want to grapple or whatever to get it. We're just going to shoot and then find out later, I think. Now that I've said that and extended the length of the mission by saying that, it probably does not make sense to do any kind of grapple, and I don't think we can reach any significant grapple except for what's behind us. So yeah, we're going to do a blind grenade over here, because basically, and we're going to see how that works for us.
This is for you.
Okay, we destroyed some loot. So we did kill one of the extra soldiers, the one that was out here in the open. I doubt, and it doesn't seem like we got the one behind the door. And the sectoid is standing pretty dang tall right now. So that also is a little bit of a concern. Now, what we can do, since you're not in anybody's line of sight, and since this guy isn't as nearby to run around at you, maybe we just throw one of your grenades, one of your handy dandy grenades, right on this guy, and see if we can deal with him that way. And then we need one other follow-up chance to take care of him. And I don't know that we have that one other follow-up chance, but let's think about that. We're going to need to bring our gunner up farther, and there's no amazing cover to shoot from, because this is definitely not amazing cover. We actually can come up from here and see, so we could at least suppress if we feel that is ultimately necessary.
Sure thing.
And then running gun wise, we definitely could flank the sectoid, but then we're susceptible to being shot ourselves. And as far as you, Gravedigger, we can get you here, and then potentially, but the problem is there could be a pod up here. If I grappled you up here, then you know, there's a lot of not good situations, and if we grapple, you'd have to be able to shoot from wherever you grappled, and you're just, the grapple is not going to pay off this turn for us. So hoity hoity hoity, I think we do need to play with the grenade.
Have some.
Drop it right on the sectoid. And wow, max damage, he's a hurt. And as you notice, early grenades are not great on cover destruction. So we still have that to deal with. So we do have the ability to potentially suppress against that guy if we need it. If we were to fire and try to get the graze, 35% is not a great chance to accomplish that. And if we try getting aggressive, doing some running guns or you name it over here, we worry about activations. We definitely have to worry about activations. So what I'm leaning towards is this guy running out to this corner. I'm thinking about getting aggressive with you, Mike, Chichio. We are going to get you... Actually, I can even hold you back even a step farther, just in case with this cover. I think I'll put you here, and you're going to be real close to help us out next time. You're just not in position to help us this time.
See.
So we're taking some risks because we need to get our positioning going. We need to get in a position where we can grapple to get that flank or whatnot. We got to survive this turn. We also got to get freaking moving to get this thing detonated or halt the detonation timer before it explodes. So we're cutting things pretty dang close. So I'm going to actually bring you here. Now, would that give you a direct line of sight on this guy? Yeah, and I probably don't want that. So we'll keep you pulled back right here.
I must run.
And if the sectoid decides to do any kind of special mind games, well, we have flashbangs very nearby. So let's do a basic suppression.
Stay put!
See if we can keep him in place, and maybe he'll be forced to use a mind game. Let's find out what happens. Okay, he raised the guy we exploded. And this guy came really wider than I expected. And he hit our ablative. So we are not injured yet, but he's wearing down our armor over here on Chuchillo. But now I feel like we potentially have some options here that we can make happen. One is we can't quite get you over here for a flank. Doggone it. I was really hoping you'd have the mobility, Dave, to crush this particular alien. Let's see. Let's see what... I don't think your mobility is going to be good enough. No, and we still have that mystery pod out there that we don't know where they are. And this guy has cover here. And it's good cover. It's good cover. So... the question becomes where. Let's get a sense of where you could grapple to, and it's only behind us. So even from here, we can't reach and grapple up there, unfortunately, or even to the top of the vehicle. So we don't have any great repositioning options for you. And we saw how easy it can be. Now we do have some potential here. I could come here, we could take a shot and hopefully finish the sectoid, and we'd still then, as long as we did that, have another move or another action. So it might even allow us then to grapple, and guess what? I think it is on the second story. Or is that just a deceptive tall, no ceiling to building except for at the top, so that is yeah, it's ground floor. It's ground floor. That was optical illusion here when I was looking through the upstairs window. Okay. So you know, I think this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna find out if we see another pod, and even if we do and we kill the sectoid, we hopefully have another action because we hit.
Objective now in range.
And if we kill the guy, that takes care of the zombie. Unfortunately, it's only 80% as far as chances go. But you know, you don't start building up to 100% till later game and having those chances. The other option is sending you over here, but that would have to burn a running gun to do it. The dang Advent Burger vehicle, the Advent Burger truck is in the way. So let's try the 80% shot, and then we'll figure things from there. Please hit, Gravedigger. See, if you're nice and you ask politely, good things happen. Now, does it pay or make sense to grapple? Is there a way to drop down in there from the roof to get to that thing if I need to? No. Kind of think we probably need to save the grapple. Now we do have a shot here, 35%. That's not a great shot. We do have a running gun, and we're coming to the back side of the map where we have no clue as to what we could be facing. So that would be a definite risk for us, standing in the open. And the back side of this building's okay. This is a big open archway. It's like a delivery door kind of an opening, and we have no clue where the enemy is. So I'm hesitant to run and gun here at the moment. A little bit hesitant. So let's get some of our other individuals moving. How about we try that? I'm gonna bring you to the base of the stairs here, Dave, because I think we need to get a peek if we have another pod on this side and find that, get some information that way.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't see a pod over here. Although we're all starting to get close to getting in range of the target with 2 turns left. And that's kind of important too. I am hesitant about coming over to pick this up yet. No, I really, really want to. Who else do we got to get moving? We got to get the gamer moving. So we are in position to launch a grenade, potentially. Now I wonder, what kind of arc do you get? So as far as I'm concerned, let's just blast the guy to Kingdom Come. And if we come this close from where we are now, I think moving us a little closer might just make that possible for us. Now, I don't like the idea of standing in the open, but I do like the idea of making sure our final grenade can reach out of this entrenched position.
I'm on it. Get ready for a surprise!
Okay. Now, we have some more work to do. And part of that work, I feel, is getting you runned up here, Joker. And taking a chance that you get shot at, but getting us in better position coming up.
Stepping off.
Or I should say what I hope is better position coming up. Now, Chichia, I am now hesitant to run you and running gun over here, really not knowing what's over there. So we will not do that. I will bring you over to this particular cover, and you're really not going to be doing much then. I mean, we had the stunner, but is it worth coming over here and trying a stun at that range? I don't think with the base level stunner we have a great chance to stun. So we're gonna be taking a chance that he's able to shoot at us. But we're all getting in range to charge the central chamber, and I have a feeling right outside this door we got the other pod kind of hovering and waiting for us. Maybe, who knows? Actually, I'm bringing you over here on a blue move.
Let's see what's up over there.
And we kind of got things covered that way. I'm going to take a chance. We're going to just overwatch to kind of try keeping this guy locked down. Yeah, because to get a graze 45, it's a flip of the coin, and that's not good enough for me. So we're going to overwatch.
Watch order confirmed.
Roger, got my eyes on.
And he played the Overwatch game. So what we need to do is we can stop the Overwatch so we can move into the building for starters. So let's we can suppress and take rid of it that way. We have a flashbang here and a flashbang here, but I want you guys mobile, is what I'm thinking. And when we get inside, oh, he's not flanked. He's got this wonderful corner cover. It's not a big arched window the way it looked from the other perspective. It is a single little tiny dinky window. So I am going to spend the suppression just to take away the Overwatch.
Light him up!
I can run and gun here. I'm going to send you to peek inside the door and see if there's anything obvious we're walking into.
On my way. In hand, Commander.
And there's nothing obvious that we can see. So I'm also going to come in. Well, you can flank back here. I'm still nervous about that particular move. Can we get you in a position with your grapple now? This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to come up to grapple here, then we'll drop down, and we should be able to kill him in one shot, and then we'll have that extra action in case that other pod is out there.
Tactical movement.
And I'm wondering, I don't know that the grapple, and that's something I have to learn. If anybody knows a definite answer on that for me, let me know. Well, that's also decent cover potentially if we activate another pod. So let's drop down. There's citizens on the roof. Since when do citizens hang out on the roof?
Weapon running low.
Okay, so actually I have the battlefield awareness perk just picked up, so I could get daring, because if somebody shoots at me, at least the first guy that shoots at me will not hit me. So therefore, Gravedigger, I'm sending you in here. And are you able? And that tells me you're out of actions, so you can't do what we need to do, but it tells me I should be able to run and gun in there and be safe, and at least deactivate this container. So let's set the run and gun going.
Non terre plus ultra! Boosting!
Let's do the little hack to deactivate. %. We aren't getting any intel. Let's just throw that out there. All right, so we disarmed it just in the nick of time.
Materials to materials, amigos.
And we also now know where the
Charges are
enemy
inactive and the package is secure.
will be
Eliminate
coming
any
from.
remaining hostiles near the AO.
Thank you, Bradford. We know they're out there somewhere. We also know that we need to evacuate over on this side of the map, so we're just going to send an Overwatch there. What we're going to do is get you back over in this full cover and put yourself on
your order.
Overwatch, the gamer.
Moving to Overwatch.
Let's see where they come from, this pod.
This is Firebrand. It's time to go.
Well, they don't come from anywhere. They're just over here somewhere, and guess what? We may miss out on a little bit of kill SP, but I think it's time for us to leave.
On the move.
And we still don't see them even from there, so let's start getting out of here, guys.
Solid copy.
I go quickly.
On my way!
And even at the evac zone, we didn't see anybody. All right, we're here, and I think there's no sense in dilly-dallying. Let's get out of here.
I leave the field.
Avenger, this is Firebrand. Package is secure. All XCom operatives are secure. Firebrand is returning to base.
All right, we completed it. We killed 7. Well, actually, the zombie forced that to 7. So there's a pot of 2 or 3 out there that we never did find, but the mission was a success. And let's kind of see. Okay, we got a wall in the way. Let's just try another location. Or do they all? Okay, so we'll do this and peekaboo in the background here. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's a poster. I'm like, where'd that guy come from? We only had 5 on the mission. Always outnumbered, never outgunned. All right. Good job, guys. Good job. I like seeing flawless. It's not going to always be like that. Trust me. Trust me.
Thanks to your efforts, dissident activity is down across all territories. The travel ban between city centers has been lifted. Remember, good citizenship has its rewards.
All right, Operation Knife Fort was a success. We got 100% shooting again. I love that. And we output a lot more damage this time. The Grenadier kind of helped with that damage output, I'll tell you that. Let's just take a look. Who was our most damage? The gamer, Lucian. You did it, man. The grenades, the power of the Grenadier. Most under fire was Chuchio. You got nicked on your ablative, but we survived without an injury. Very, very good.
Impressive work, Commander. The aliens are probably still wondering what hit them.
And I'm telling you, I love seeing promotions out there. We got the alien is promoted. Dave Grinder, the alien, is promoted. We're not going to do his promotion just yet because I want to give him a chance to respond on whether he's up and open to become a specialist or if he wants to hold out for a different class. Just understand, I don't have the ability to always give everybody the class they want, but if I can finagle it and try to do it, I do. So that's why I'm kind of waiting for a response. We'll do his promotion just a little bit later. Everybody else, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. J. Joker Kelly as our gunner. Grazing attacks, any missed attacks have a chance to become a graze attack. We have combatives. You can parry melee attacks and counterattack with your melee weapon and also gain 10 dodge. And we have center mass. And for me, bottom line is, especially with a pretty good aimed gunner, I'm going for damage output. I like center mass on this one, and that's where we're going with this first promotion. All right, now as far as other pickups potentially, this is what I'm going to look at. I'm going to mark a few that I just off the top that I kind of generally like to go with to give you an idea of the way I think. Formidable. I like this on a gunner because as a suppressing kind of a person, quite often means you're a target of a lot of shots to try and break that suppression. I do like the idea of Formidable giving another extra 2 ablative automatically and also 50% less damage from explosive attacks. So I do like that perk. Shredder is almost... I picked that up on so many gunners. I really count on my gunners a lot to do a lot of the shredding for me. Hail of Bullets is an amazing perk also. But I think I get more benefit out of Shredder because we need to make sure we have enough ways to shred as we get up to higher levels. And I'll stop here for now. Let's just take a quick look here. We got Will to Survive, and that reduces that can kind of come in handy or work hand in hand with Formidable. It's also cheap. You have average combat intelligence, so you will have a chance to pick up a perk or two. Smoker, I don't like grenade type perks for non-grenadiers. Reposition once per turn, gain an additional move action after taking a standard shot at a flanked target. Well, we are not usually mobile enough always to get the flank target, but Close and personal. Based on your weapon, we probably don't want to get close and personal because your weapon drops off at close range as far as accuracy goes. Untouchable. I like this as potential. I'm gonna mark it. Anytime, yeah, I like that one. Deadeye, take a shot with a small aim penalty for a significant boost. That's a potential. I mean, I'm marking the ones I kind of like, and you aren't exactly a hit and runner build with the speed that you have carrying a heavy weapon, but this is the way I'm going to leave it now. We'll think about some of the higher level perks coming up. Lucian, let's go take a look at some of your promotions and think about things. Well, the first one I get along. We have Sapper, which can help destroy cover, but, you know, needle grenades, explosives do not destroy loot when they kill the enemy, and they deal extra damage to unarmored enemies. So, yeah, that doesn't apply to the drones that we're seeing now and then others that will come with armor. But most of what we're facing, especially early on, isn't armored. And I like the idea of being able to shoot a grenade, do extra damage, and not destroy loot like grenades usually do. And then rapid deployment, I've used all of these before, so it really depends on the kind of build I'm trying to do. But right off the bat, for early game, since you're my first gunner, we're getting the needle grenades. And then I'm actually holding off on the rest of the builds. I haven't really thought enough about how I want to build you yet. We'll at least look at the extra perks. Coup de grace, bonus to hit when they're stunned. And with that in mind, you know, it might have been good to pick up rapid deployment. Now that I've looked at these special perks, maybe I should do that first. It could have gone hand in hand with this. Do the free action to stun them with our, you know, flashbang, and then get bonus chances against it. So maybe a missed opportunity by ZigZag not quite looking at the special perks first. Steady hands, if you did not move last turn, gain, and now that could be possible because quite often a gunner can be a little more stationary. We'll mark that as a possibility here. Return fire can be nice, but you know, here I'm thinking you're I was thinking you were a gunner for a second. We just did the gunner. So, return fire could be okay. Low profile can always be nice. Kill zone, probably not for you with SMG we're normally going to carry you with. Light 'em up, probably not quite right, and you're probably not going to be an up-close guy. So for me, right off the bat, yeah, I kind of like those as potentials, and then we'll fill out the rest of the chain when I have more chance to think about it. And feel free to, if anyone is familiar with these, you know, feel free to make suggestions and whatnot. I have no problem. Chichio, slugshot, not always been one of my favorite. Well, almost always. Lightning reflex is huge, because then we don't have to do what we did, suppress to remove. We could just run it and have a good chance of not being hit. So especially with my first assault, you are getting lightning reflexes. There are uses for some of these others, but there are so many more times where lightning reflexes really helps out, and instead of being locked in place, we have maneuverability. And locked on, gain 20 aim, 20 crit for successive shots with your shotgun at the same enemy. Well, usually it's run and gun and it's one shot. It's not like we stand there and take those extra shots. Smoker, combat engineer. Once again, you're not an explosives guy, so I don't like seeing all these explosive perks over here. Lone wolf can often, we're run and gunning you in there, so if you're at least 4 tiles away from somebody else, that's a possibility for us. Shadow Strike, if we have you concealed, gain 50 aim and bonus crit, but usually you're running gunning up and becoming unconcealed, and then at a distance with a shotgun, I don't know if that ends up working that well for us. Kills with your primary weapon restore ammo, which could dovetail nicely with this to help keep us in supply of ammo. Close combat specialist, fire a free reaction shot with your shotgun at any visible enemy within 4 tiles. that almost makes us be able to pick that up if we also then pick up lock and load, because you being able to shoot a shotgun at close range. Yeah, I'm marking that, and I'm marking that as a possibility right off the bat. Implacable, if you score one or more kills, you're granted a single bonus move, and that's a potential. Now, with high combat intelligence, we might have a chance to pick up a couple high-level things here. So, not a bad perk tree right there. Okay, here's our loot. Elite Scope, PCS, Advanced Perception, Extra Aim, Suppressor, Base Suppressor, we can sell that. We can sell a base laser sight early on. Expanded Magazine, it's a base one. And we finally got our first Alerium Core. Thank you, Sectoid, for dropping that for us. Alright, one thing I'm going to do before we move on, I'm going to go into the armory. And we have these bonds that have been sitting here, and I kind of checked through everybody to see who they bonded with and what makes sense. It's like half the barracks that has bond potential wants
For
to...
most of my kind, what we remember of our lives as Advent puppets is clouded. Where once there was a constant stream of dominance, now there is only emptiness. In our newfound purpose, we will strike back at those who gave us no choice in our actions.
Alright, so those are nice flavor early on, but there may come a time where if I'm talking and they pop up, I'm going to keep talking over them, and then in editing, I'll kind of mute them out. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have done it this time, but, you know, you need a little flavor backstory for some of you guys that are new to the game. But anyway, Drummix is like potential bond mates with almost everybody. And a shinobi, especially if he starts out in hiding, often will have extra actions to help with a bondmate, at least early on while he's in hiding. So Drummix, I'm actually looking, and I think one of the highest you're able to bond with is Blue Jay. And I like the idea of using one of your spare actions while hidden to be able to boost. The first bondmate tier is extra movement. And to be able to get our flamethrower with that extra bondmate movement and get a technical in position for a flamethrower use excites me. Like, I'm not even going to tell you how much. So I'm going to have you guys be our first bondmates out there, Drummix and Blue Jay. And yes, we'll make a poster. There you guys are, high-fiving Blue Jay and Drummix, the deadly duo. So our first bond mates of the episode, of the season. So I'll be looking at others as they come up. Right now with Drummix off the board, there's only a pair. And if a sharpshooter, there's not always, there's not always spare things. I like giving a ranger a bond mate for potential extra movement to get up close with the shotgun, but I don't know that a sharpshooter is the best mix. Let's just see how high of a bond mate they are. Ooh, very high. Okay, it's not my first choice for bond mates, but I'm gonna do it. It's just that we don't always have snipers just sitting around. They always have something to do, like hollow targeting or shooting or steadying their aim, whatever. There's always is that wasting? Let me look back over here and look at it the other way. Sorry about this, guys. Look at it from your point of view. Is there anyone else you're high with? Not so much. So we're gonna think about this one. Let me know what you all think about the bond mate situation here. If you have opinions, I love hearing from you. Now we have another mission out there that's going to be coming up really fast. So let's just get to it. And while we're at it, we're going to scan here, see if we can't pick up another mission to infiltrate. Okay, we have to do this one now, and we have to infiltrate on this one. And that's just what we're going to do. But this mission's going to come up next time. So I hope you enjoyed today's mission. We did a little more than just the mission. Hopefully you learned a little something, and hopefully you saw enough where maybe you'll have some ideas to share with me on your thoughts on good perks to pick up, especially when it's your own individual. This is ZigZagZog, signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I do hope to see you next time.